Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Devin White. I'm a professional actor here in Los Angeles, California. I'm in costume right now. We are pretty much done making the movie 1969, but we're still working on it. I'm in costume and character. I'm playing Scott Corso in a movie that I helped write called 1969. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a 64 and a half Mustang manual stick shift. Very rare piece, authentic to the time period right here. Very nice. Um, Got the red interiors, all the good stuff right here. And ladies and gentlemen, let's take a step back into the 1969 and let's open this bad boy and see what the set's like. Here it is. All these props have been authenticated and have been verified that they all come either before 1969 or at 1969. We had the help from Warner Brothers Studios, which is really cool. They helped give us some props and help us out with some of the filming and stuff like that. We'll see a couple of those props along the way. Let's start off with this beginning wall. So we went from the 1964 and a half Mustang. We go through here, this beautiful garage where this whole story started fucking 6-7 months ago. The guitar, that was from World War II. Some old hats. Some paintings that we got to fill space. This is for the jungle sequence. Sneak peek, spoiler. Got the Boda bag. We've got some military hidden stuff in here. Got this. This is actually a real brownie from the fucking 50s, I think. That's from 69, the good old Planet of the Apes. And this is a German TV from Warner Brothers, actually. Has a German European prong hold, but it's heavy. And it's good. And this is probably the third character in the movie. Some dead roses here. Oh, I know we got our camera and stuff set up here, but Christmas tree, because it is being taken place in December 1st, 1969. Beautiful flag. You got to have that hippie stuff there. Some tools to work on the car. Got some goods here because basically this is where I live. This is where I live. I left the dormitory of UCLA, and I'm staying here, traveling the road, getting on protest, and doing some painting and stuff. Let's keep moving on. So we got some old stuff here, some canned goods to show the living. Got some cool hot lava lamps that are running constantly. Old spoons and stuff like that. This is actually a real book of UCLA, the general catalog from 68 to 69 issue. That was a rare find. All these are from the 60s, the 50s. Some fill here, some food. I know we got some stuff here, equipment, but we're in the middle of wrapping up and shooting and all that junk. So some hippie clothes. We got some books. All these are old. The window, my hand actually went through that window. And if you like to meet the other character, it is Professor Ginsburg, played by Patrick James Callahan. And how are you feeling right now?
Exhausted.
Yeah.
And very astute in the creation of new windows.
Right.
So that's a new skill.
We got some stuff just to fill fluff, I guess is what you'd call it. The window, we fixed that bad boy. This is from actually 68 or 69, I think. We got that from a place, not Warner Brothers, but all these ties.
Warner Brothers.
All these books are old. That was the one I got. All these, if you look at everything has a purpose, a point. Everything in this film, there's some meaning or metaphorical meaning behind it. Crucifixes from Warner Brothers, the TV, hot lava lamps, etc. Got the good old guitar and the good old scripts here. Got to know your lines. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's a step back in 1969 on set. We're in costume, and we're pretty much done. Besides a little post-production, is that what you call it?
Post-production, special effects, music, sound, ADR, credits, titles. Other than that, we're all done.
Yeah.
Other than that, everything else.
So that's it for the set, the car, and everything. And stay tuned for some interviews from the two actors, me and Patrick, in the next segment. All right.
Honestly, got no expectations.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're here with one of the professional actors, lead actors of the film 1969. This is Patrick James Callahan playing Raymond Ginsburg, Professor Raymond Ginsburg in the film 1969. So, Mr. Callahan, can you tell me a little bit about your character and what this film's about?
Well, my character is a professor at UCLA, and Scott Corso is one of my best students, has been for a while, but he dropped out inexplicably, so I brought his grades by, I tracked him down, and came to see what was up. The film is about Vietnam, the Vietnam War draft lottery that was on December 1st, 1969. We started production on the morning of December 1st, 2019.
Mm-hmm.
So we
50 years later, right?
50 years later, on the anniversary date. And
First read that you filmed this. You wrote it. You partly wrote it. You did some of the set design. I mean, you put a lot of the work into this. It's been really exciting. What's the best thing about this film, and what was the hardest thing about this film?
the best thing about this film was, I don't know, the creation of it. This is one of the best film shoots I've ever been on. This story feels like it's got a little weight to it. It's not fluff, and it feels like we're telling an important story here. We're actually capitalizing on an event that actually happened and affected a lot of people in this country, because it wasn't having an option to go to war or doing a military service. They were taking everybody, and at that point only the poor people were going to war and dying. And so the lottery was one that shocked the nation, because it leveled the playing field. It was, everybody had a number, and there was 356 numbers, including leap day. And so everybody was on that list. It's just, where did you fall on that list? Were you number one? And they took the first 190 numbers called. If your birthday was called in those numbers, you were going to war. So the idea was, you were just hoping not to be called until after number 191, 192. So it affected everybody. Everybody went into a panic. And it just felt like we haven't had something like that in our society since. So it felt like an important tale to tell. So Devin White, you played Scott Corso in the film 1969, which was about the Vietnam War lottery draft. And tell us a little bit how this came together, please.
It happened one stonery conversation. It was supposed to. I was wearing a green jacket, a Vietnam War jacket, and I was sitting in the car with Patrick, and we're driving home, and I just wanted to make a pot-smoking movie, and I just thought we should make a 60s film or something like that. And then it started out by just a small little funny stoner skit, and then Patrick didn't like that. So he made me rewrite it and take it really seriously, and all of a sudden one draft became several drafts. And, but yeah, it started out with a small little comedy.
And how much did you enjoy that process?
The writing part was the hardest part. For me, that was the hardest part. I had a lot of ideas, but I had no formality or structure on how to write a script. That's too hard. Way too hard. That's the hardest part about filming, I think.
And did you learn anything from this production?
Yeah, I learned a lot, actually. I learned a lot about probably how to prepare for emotional stuff, but that was pretty hard too, to do the emotional stuff over and over and over again, take after take, and then figuring out on the fly, like, what's going to work, what am I going to use right now, because we don't have a lot of time to do this, you know. So that, and then I don't know, probably not to expect too much, not plan too much, because it's you want it to be a certain way in your head, but I don't think it'll ever. It's just, I don't know. This movie, I could have, if I was 15 years old, my vision would probably be very different of what this could be, and what I thought of it 6 months ago, it's completely different. So, and I have no control over that.
And I understand that you filmed this linearly.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy that more
Yes, I think that's the best gift any actor should. An actor should at least get the chance to do that once, to go through the whole punches. It sucks to have to go from the ending of an emotional scene, like this is the part where your mom dies, and then go back to the beginning when your mom's alive and all that. So, shooting it linearly really helped out a lot. Yeah, definitely.
Your mom died a lot in this, didn't she?
Yeah, I had to do a lot of fake stories. Kind of talk out fake scenarios to get me to an emotional place. Yeah, and make up bullshit. So yeah.
And that was Devin White, co-writer and co-executive producer of 1969.